When was the last time you felt truly alive, completely immersed in something so meaningful that you lost track of time? Think about it for a moment. Was it creating art, playing music, working on a project, or simply spending time with someone you care deeply about? That feeling, that spark is what makes life worth living. Yet how often do we let it slip away, buried under layers of procrastination, doubt, and the mundane routines of life? We all have dreams, don't we? A vision of what our best lives could look like. Perhaps it's to master a craft, start a business, or leave a lasting impact on the world. But then reality steps in, deadlines loom, motivation wanes, and that dream feels farther away with each passing day. It's easy to blame ourselves, to label our lack of progress as laziness or weakness. But let me tell you something profound. Motivation isn't something you either have or don't. It's something you create. What is motivation really? Psychologists define it as the force that drives us to act. But it's so much more than that. It's the interplay of our desires, our fears, and our sense of purpose. It's the quiet whisper that says, keep going, even when the road ahead seems impossible. And most importantly, it's the energy that turns ideas into action, thoughts into reality, and dreams into achievements. Let me tell you a story. There was once a young woman who dreamed of becoming a professional artist. Her imagination was vivid, her talent undeniable. She spent countless nights sketching, painting, and perfecting her craft. But when the time came to submit her portfolio for an art program, she froze. The canvas, once her sanctuary, became her enemy. She avoided it altogether, consumed by self-doubt and fear of failure. Her dream was slipping away, not because she lacked ability, but because she lacked the motivation to act. Does it sound familiar? Maybe you felt the same, paralyzed not by external challenges, but by the weight of your own expectations. Here's the truth. Motivation is not constant. It's fickle, and it ebbs and flows like the tide. But understanding its source can help us harness it when we need it most. Motivation comes in two forms, intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation is the inner fire that drives us because the act itself brings joy, satisfaction, or meaning. It's why a musician plays a song for no audience but their own soul, or why a writer pens a story just to explore the depths of their imagination. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is fueled by external rewards, money, recognition, or the promise of a better future. It's why we go to work, pay our bills, and strive for success in the eyes of others. Both types of motivation have their place, but here's where it gets tricky. When we rely too heavily on extrinsic rewards, we risk losing sight of what truly matters. A groundbreaking study found that people who pursue goals purely for external validation, like getting a promotion or impressing others, were less likely to stick with them. Why? Because external rewards, while enticing or fleeting, they don't fill the deeper void within us. On the other hand, intrinsic motivation, the kind that makes you lose track of time because you're so deeply engrossed in what you're doing, has a lasting power. It's why a teacher continues to inspire students year after year, or why an athlete pushes through grueling training, not for the trophy, but for the love of the game. And when you can tap into this kind of motivation, the possibilities are endless. But here's the challenge. Life is rarely black and white. Most of what we do is driven by a mix of intrinsic and extrinsic factors. Take studying, for example. You might study because you genuinely enjoy the subject, intrinsic, but also because you want a good grade or to make your family proud, extrinsic. This balance is delicate. And when extrinsic motivators overshadow intrinsic ones, something called the over-justification effect can occur. This phenomenon shows us that piling on rewards for something we already enjoy can actually diminish our passion for it. So how do we navigate this complex landscape? How do we find the motivation to pursue our dreams when life feels overwhelming? The answer lies in reframing our approach. First, connect with your why. Why does this goal matter to you? Not to your parents, your friends, or society, but to you. Dig deep and uncover the intrinsic reason ignite your passion. Maybe you're writing a novel because storytelling brings you joy, or training for a marathon because running clears your mind. When you're grounded in your why, the journey becomes as rewarding as the destination. Second, make the process enjoyable. If the task feels like a chore, find ways to infuse it with joy. Put on your favorite playlist while working, turn studying into a game, invite a friend to join you. These small changes can transform even the most mundane task into moments of connection and creativity. Third, embrace small wins. Big goals can feel daunting, but breaking them into manageable steps makes them achievable. Celebrate every milestone, no matter how small. Each victory builds momentum, reminding you that progress is possible. And finally, be kind to yourself. Motivation isn't a constant flame, it flickers. There will be days when you feel unstoppable and days when getting out of bed feels like an achievement. On those tough days, remember that it's okay to rest. Self-compassion is not weakness, it's the foundation of resilience. Let's return to the young artist from earlier. She eventually realized that her fear of failure was holding her back. Instead of focusing on creating a perfect portfolio, she focused on the joy of creating. She set aside her doubts, picked up her brush, and let the process guide her. And when she finally submitted her work, she discovered something unexpected. The act of trying was more fulfilling than the outcome itself. You too have this power, the power to rewrite your story, to reignite your passion, and to transform your dreams into reality. Motivation may be elusive, but it's not out of reach. It's a skill you can cultivate, a muscle you can strengthen. So I leave you with this: whatever your dream may be, take the first step today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Start small, but start. Write one sentence, paint one stroke, make one phone call, because action begets action, and momentum is the spark that fuels motivation. Remember, the journey will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. The canvas is waiting. The story is yours to tell. So go forth and create, not because you have to, but because you get to. And in doing so, you will inspire others to find their own spark, their own joy, and their own reason to live fully. Thank you. What up? What up? What up? It's not about the hype, the flash, the stuff. It's about something deeper, something more fundamental. It's about your core. It's about understanding who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. It's about building a foundation so strong that nothing can shake it. Because when you know your core, you unlock the power within you to achieve anything you desire. We all have dreams. We all have visions of where we want to be, who we want to become. But sometimes life gets in the way. We get caught up in the distractions, the noise, the pursuit of things that ultimately don't matter. We chase the cars, the six-figure salaries, the designer clothes, thinking they'll bring us happiness and fulfillment. But I'm here to tell you, they won't. They're just fleeting moments of satisfaction, quickly replaced by yearning for something more. I've been there. I've had the fancy luggage, the expensive gifts, the outward trappings of success. And you know what? They didn't change me. They didn't make me happier. They didn't fill the void I felt inside. Because true fulfillment doesn't come from what you have. It comes from who you are. So how do we discover our core? How do we build that unshakable foundation? It starts with identifying the gaps. What's holding you back? What are the recurring patterns in your life that keep you from reaching your full potential? Are you constantly attracting the wrong people? Are you struggling to achieve your goals? Are you stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage? Take a moment to reflect. Be honest with yourself. Don't be afraid to confront the uncomfortable truths, because only when you acknowledge the gaps can you begin to bridge them. And how do we bridge those gaps? By establishing a set of core values. Values are the guiding principles that shape our decisions, our actions, and ultimately our lives. They are the compass that points us towards our true north. They are the anchor that keeps us grounded in the midst of the storm. Now, I'm not talking about religion. This isn't about dogma or doctrine. This is about something deeper, something universal. It's about the fundamental principles that govern human behavior, principles like honesty, integrity, perseverance, and compassion. Think of the 10 Commandments. They may be rooted in religious tradition, but their wisdom transcends any specific faith. They offer a framework for ethical living, a set of guidelines for navigating the complexities of life. They teach us to respect ourselves, to respect others, and to strive for a higher purpose. When I discovered these principles, my life changed. I was like a ship adrift at sea, tossed about by the waves of uncertainty. But the commandments gave me direction. They gave me a sense of purpose. They gave me a foundation to build upon. And that's what I want for you. I want you to discover your core values, to build that unshakable foundation. Because when you operate from a place of principle, you become unstoppable. You become a force to be reckoned with. You become the architect of your own destiny. So what are your core values? What are the principles that you will live by no matter what? Take some time to reflect on this. Write them down. Make them visible. Because when you have a clear understanding of your values, you can begin to align your actions with your beliefs. And this is where the real work begins. It's not enough to simply identify your values. You must live them. You must embody them in every aspect of your life. This requires discipline, commitment, and a willingness to challenge yourself. It means making choices that are consistent with your values, even when it's difficult. It means saying no to temptations that lead you astray. It means standing up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular. And it means putting principles over feelings. This is one of the most important lessons I've learned. Our feelings are fickle, fleeting, and often unreliable. They can lead us down the wrong path, cloud our judgment, and sabotage our success. But principles are constant. They are unwavering. They provide a solid foundation upon which to build our lives. When we prioritize principles over feelings, we make decisions based on logic, reason, and wisdom, not on fleeting emotions. Think of Floyd Mayweather. He may not be everyone's favorite boxer, but his success is undeniable. And one of the keys to his success is his ability to control his emotions. He stays calm, cool, and collected under pressure. He doesn't let his feelings get the best of him. He sticks to his principles, his strategy, and his game plan. And that's what we need to do. We need to stay focused on our goals. Even when faced with adversity, we need to stay true to our values. Even when tempted to stray, we need to stay disciplined, even when we don't feel like it. Because success is not a destination, it's a journey. It's a process of continuous growth, learning, and self-improvement. And it all starts with knowing your core. So I challenge you today to take this message to heart. Discover your core values, build that unshakable foundation. Put principles over feelings, and watch as you unlock the power within you to achieve anything you desire. Because when you know your core, you become unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing me the privilege to speak with you today. This is not just a speech. This is a call to action. A call for each one of you to rise above mediocrity, to break the chains of fear, and to chase the dreams you've been holding close to your heart. Let me start by saying this. Your life has meaning. Your existence is not an accident. And your dreams are not illusions. They are whispers of purpose, guiding you to a destiny that only you can fulfill. But let's face it, life is hard. It tests us in ways we never imagined. It's messy, it's uncertain, and often it feels unfair. You've been hurt. You've been doubted. You've been told no when you so desperately wanted a yes. You've questioned if you're good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. But hear me now, you are enough. You are more than enough. Everything you need to succeed, to grow, to overcome, it's already within you. The question isn't whether you have what it takes. The question is, will you rise to the challenge? Life has a funny way of testing our resolve. It will place mountains in your path. And as you stare at those mountains, doubt will creep in. You'll wonder if you have the strength to climb. You'll question why the path can't just be smooth. But let me tell you something. Mountains are not obstacles. They are opportunities. Opportunities to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Too many people let fear dictate their lives. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But what is fear? Fear is nothing more than a story we tell ourselves. It's the what if that paralyzes us. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? But let me ask you this. What if you succeed? What if you're more powerful than you've ever given yourself credit for? What if the only thing standing between you and your dream is your willingness to try? Think about that for a moment. All the great achievements in history were accomplished by people who were willing to try. They weren't guaranteed success. They faced rejection, ridicule, and failure, but they kept going. Why? Because they believed in something greater than their fear. They believed in the power of their dreams. And so must you. But belief alone isn't enough. Dreams without action are just fantasies. You must be willing to put in the work. And yes, it will be work. Success is not handed out freely. It's earned through blood, sweat, and tears. It's earned in the late nights and early mornings. It's earned when you push past exhaustion and self-doubt. It's earned when you're willing to sacrifice your comfort for your calling. You see, greatness doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who hustle. To those who refuse to quit. To those who get back up time and time again, no matter how many times life knocks them down. And yes, life will knock you down, but every time you get up, you get stronger. Every time you face a setback, you learn. Every time you fail, you grow. Failure is not the enemy. Complacency is. Too many people settle for a life of mediocrity because it's safe. They stay in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and routines that suffocate their potential. They convince themselves that good enough is all they deserve. But you, my friend, you were not made for mediocrity. You were made for greatness. You were made to shine, to inspire, to leave a mark on this world. But how do you do that? How do you turn your dreams into reality? It starts with a decision to prioritize your dreams over your doubts, a decision to take that first step, no matter how small. Too often we wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect plan. But perfection is an illusion. The only way to get started is to start. Take the first step, and then the next, and then the next. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, people who believe in you even when you struggle to believe in yourself. Cut ties with the naysayers, the doubters, the ones who try to pull you down. Not everyone will understand your vision, and that's okay. Your dream was given to you, not them. Protect it, nurture it, fight for it. And when the journey gets tough, and it will remember your why. Why did you start? What's the reason behind your dream? Maybe it's to provide a better life for your family. Maybe it's to prove to yourself that you're capable. Maybe it's to make a difference in the world. Whatever your why is, hold on to it. Let it be the fire that fuels you when you feel like giving up. I want you to imagine the person you could become if you gave your all, not just a fraction of your effort, not just the leftovers of your time, but your full commitment. Imagine the life you could create if you stop holding back. That life is within your reach, but you have to want it. You have to be willing to fight for it. And let me tell you something else. You don't have to do it alone. Seek mentors, learn from those who've walked the path before you. Read books, attend workshops, invest in yourself. Knowledge is power. And the more you grow, the more equipped you'll be to face the challenges ahead. Remember, success is not a destination. It's a journey of becoming the best version of yourself. It's not about having the most money, the biggest house, or the fanciest title. It's about living a life that aligns with your values, a life that brings you joy, fulfillment, and purpose. So today, I challenge you to dream bigger, to work harder, to believe deeper. I challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and take risks. I challenge you to face your fears head on and refuse to let them win. I challenge you to be relentless, to be courageous, to be unstoppable. You have one life, one precious fleeting life. Don't waste it living someone else's dream. Don't waste it being afraid. Don't waste it settling for anything less than the extraordinary. You have the power to create a life that excites you, a life that inspires others, a life that matters. So go. Chase your dreams with everything you have. Give the world your best and don't stop until you've made it. Because you, my friend, are capable of greatness and the world is waiting to see what you can do. Thank you. We've all heard the saying, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. But what does that truly mean? It's more than just a catchy phrase. It's a raw, visceral understanding of desire, a burning hunger that fuels every fiber of your being. It's the kind of hunger that pushes an 8-year-old girl to dream of moving her mother to a safer neighborhood, a dream born not of childish whimsy, but of a deep, inherent understanding of the struggle surrounding her. That little girl with a wisdom beyond her years encapsulates the essence of what it means to want something so badly it becomes your life's mission. And that, my friends, is the starting point of a winning mindset. It's about identifying that deep-seated yearning within you, that thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, that thing that keeps you going when the world throws its inevitable punches. It's about finding your why. The driving force that propels you forward, the reason you're willing to fight tooth and nail for your dreams. Think about Russell Westbrook. The man is a force of nature on the court. 42 triple doubles, MVP caliber performance, unrelenting energy. He doesn't just play basketball, he attacks it with a primal intensity that leaves you breathless. He embodies the lion mentality, focused, relentless, and ready to pounce on any opportunity. But the lion mentality isn't just about aggression, it's about preparation, about honing your skills, about constantly pushing yourself to be better. It's about that lioness patiently waiting, observing, preparing for the perfect moment to strike. It's about the hours of unseen practice, the sacrifices made when no one is watching, the unwavering commitment to your craft. And that's what separates the gazelles from the lions. Gazelles run, they flee, they react to the circumstances around them. They live in a constant state of fear, always looking over their shoulders, never truly in control of their destiny. They represent complacency, fear, and the acceptance of mediocrity. In gazelle mode, you're reactive, not proactive. You're surviving, not thriving. You're letting life happen to you instead of making life happen for you. Think about Kevin Durant leaving Oklahoma City for Golden State, a move that shocked the NBA world, a move that cut deep, especially for Westbrook. But what did Westbrook do? He didn't wallow in self-pity. He didn't let the betrayal define him. He channeled that pain, that disappointment, and turned it into fuel. He looked his former teammate in the eyes and said, "You did this to me." Not out of malice, but out of a fierce determination to prove himself, to rise above the adversity, to become even stronger. That's the lion mentality. It's about taking ownership of your life, your circumstances, your successes, and your failures. It's about recognizing the setbacks, acknowledging the pain, but refusing to let it hold you back. It's about using those experiences as stepping stones, as catalysts for growth, as fuel for the fire burning within. You see, the lion doesn't concern itself with the opinions of sheep. It doesn't let the doubts of others diminish its roar. It doesn't allow fear to paralyze its actions. The lion knows its own strength, its own capabilities, and it refuses to be limited by the perceptions of others. How many times have you been told you can't do something? How many times have you allowed the limitations of others to become your own? How many times have you let fear hold you back from pursuing your dreams? We all have baggage. We all have past hurts, past failures, past experiences that weigh us down, but we cannot allow those things to define us. We cannot let the ghosts of our past haunt our present and sabotage our future. As Westbrook says, some of why y'all holding on to stuff you shouldn't be holding on to. It should be dead to you. Holding on to resentment, anger, and disappointment is like carrying around a heavy backpack filled with rocks. It slows you down, it drains your energy, it prevents you from moving forward with the speed and agility you need to succeed. So what do we do with that baggage? We bury it. We have a funeral for it. We let it go. We forgive, not for them, but for ourselves. We release the negativity that's holding us back and open ourselves up to the possibilities that lie ahead. This isn't about forgetting what happened. It's about choosing to no longer be defined by it. It's about shifting our focus from the past to the present, from the pain to the potential. It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose how we respond to adversity, the power to create our own narrative, the power to shape our own destiny. I forget those things which are behind and I press towards the thing which is before. Westbrook reminds us. Pressing forward requires action. It requires stepping outside of your comfort zone, taking risks, and embracing the unknown. It requires a relentless pursuit of your goals, an unwavering commitment to your vision, and a willingness to put in the work, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when you want to give up. It requires operating in lion mode. Lion mode isn't a switch you flip on and off. It's a mindset, a way of being. It's about cultivating a deep sense of self-belief, an unwavering confidence in your abilities, and an unshakable determination to achieve your goals. It's about being proactive, not reactive. It's about taking control of your life and creating the future you desire. It's about being hungry for success, hungry for growth, hungry for life. So I ask you, what are you hungry for? What is that burning desire within you that's waiting to be unleashed? What is that dream that keeps you up at night, that whispers to you in the quiet moments, that begs to be brought to life? Find your why, embrace the lion within, and go out there and create the life you were born to live. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let anyone tell you you can't, because when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then and only then will you truly be successful. The power is within you. Unleash it. Roar. Fuel your body, mind, workout motivation for peak performance. Your mouth is a creative weapon. It's not a tool for distributing excuses. The first sign of a loser is an excuse. Champions take full responsibility, good or bad, for their outcomes. The world, one time what you're going to, and that's it. Spend less time talking and more time grinding. Think like a champion. Speak like a champion and then walk it out. Grind 120 all day, every day. Stop making excuses. Champions make adjustments, not excuses. Every time you justify being average, you invited an enemy. Mediocrity is a dream killer. Your trainer, your teacher, your foes is not the problem. It's your consistency. You got to make a decision. How bad do you want it? Average is on the left. Success is on the right. You got to choose which one you want. A champion's work doesn't officially begin until pain arrives. You see, greatness is right on the other side of pain. So what are you running from it for? You say you want to be successful, then push through it. Stop making excuses and go get it. Very few battles are won under ideal circumstances. So you got to simulate and practice the unknown so that the unexpected will not derail you every morning. When you get up, ask yourself, how can I put myself in a place where I'll be uncomfortable? See, you have to master the unknown. You've got to master your fears. You've got to master the unexpected. So when it happens, you are prepared. Champions can push through and keep going with everyone else around. They have immersed themselves in pain so often that they have become immune to it. Greatness is on the other side of pain. Go get it. The more you expose yourself to pain, the more comfortable you will become in its presence. A champion's workout doesn't officially start until pain arrives. Everything else is just a warm up. A boxer can be the best technician in the world, but if he gets in the ring and the first time he gets hit, he falls apart. He's not going to be a champion. I tell you that. See, in life is just like that with us. We're good until we get hit in the face. But what separates champions from the rest is when they get hit, they keep coming. When you hit them a second time, they get strong. And by that third time that life hits you and you're still standing, the world will know. There's a champion in the ring. How bad do you want to be successful? Do you want it bad enough to get hit in the face? Because I tell you right now, that's what life's going to do to you. It's going to hit you when you least expect it. When you got your guard down, how will you respond? Refuse to let the world break you. Show life what a champion looks like. I'm Billy Allsbrooks, blessed and unstoppable. What kind of life do you want to live? Success is a choice. It's a decision that only you can make for you. First comes the choice, then comes the commitment. Are you willing to commit to doing what it takes to go where you want to go? A lot of people say they want to be successful, but they struggle and they stumble on that commitment part. A lot of times, the only way we will make that commitment is we have to hit rock bottom. We have to get so sick and tired of feeling the way we do before we'll ever take the action needed to crawl up out of that pit. I think you're ready. I think you're ready and you wouldn't be listening to me right now. I think you know that you have greatness on the inside of you and you just need somebody to speak over your life, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I speak greatness over you, a rise champion. I'm speaking to somebody out there. The reason you feel so uncomfortable on the inside is because you know you're not being the best version of you that you can be. That discomfort is trying to move you from where you're at to where you belong. Your destiny is greatness. And you know, this on the inside, and that voice just keeps on calling. And you're never going to have the peace until you go become who you are supposed to be. Now we're going to set this change in motion for you right now. I want you to say this with me. I want you to say this out loud. I am ready to change my life. I am willing and committed to going all in and fully committed to doing the things that it takes to become the person I was meant to be. And that starts right now. All excuses stop right now. I will not, from this point forward, point the blame at anybody else for my own destiny. I will take responsibility for who I want to be. I will get up every day and work toward that person that I know that I am on the inside. I pledge with all my actions allegiance. I will search deep down inside for a why that will allow me to run through walls with it because I will not be denied. Champions put in place the habits and daily rituals that manufacture success. They push themselves constantly to the point of pain, and by refusing to tap out to that pain, they eventually give birth to greatness. Pain. There's no match for a real champion. The legends understand to be a winner. One must be comfortable at being uncomfortable. The dark, the unknown, the fears that stop each and every one of us must be faced and faced alone. For the more we go through the fire, the more refined we become. Those struggles, trials, and tribulations, they mold and shape us. Prepare us for the calling and events to come. We learn to perform under stress, under duress, and without hesitation. Because perfect practice consistently makes one perfect all the time. The inner standard of a champion sets them apart from the masses, the wannabes, and the uncommitted. Legends refuse to settle for mediocrity. For them, being average is the plague and totally unacceptable. Champions go all in all the time, not just on game day. When the practice is over for the team, the work for the champion just begins. They understand the process and what is required to be elite, to be great, to be the best. It requires obsession, passion, focus, and an unbelievable work ethic. Sweat becomes the friend of the one persistent. Success is available to anybody that is willing to work for it. Success can only be bought with the currency of hard work. And champions refuse to concede to anything less than leaving every ounce of themselves on the practice field. The weight room, the classroom, whatever champions do, they carry that same inner standard of greatness with them. They don't turn it on and off depending on where they're at. It is constant. They never enter an environment without it. To stand next to them is to be infected. Their commitment inspires, strengthens, and impacts everyone who comes in contact with them. They are the leaders not by word, but by actions. They set the example for their teammates and exemplify the message. Blessed and unstoppable. They've adopted the same mindset of the ones who held up the championship trophies before them. And they continue to carry the torch so that the standard is never forgotten. Pain, defeat, and rejection are scared to come near these supermen who conquer loss with a vengeance. They fight, claw, and scratch until every second runs off the clock. Failure is not an option for them. They never quit, never concede, and never give up. Champions become phenomenal by mastering the basics day in and day out. They do the little things. Well, they take nothing for granted. They take no shortcuts. They do it the right way all day, every day, or they don't do it at all. The grades are so focused that they become immune to all distractions, and by discipline in their mind, they stay ready for the opportunity. And when that opportunity comes, they seize it with hunger. They feed on competition, chew on hard work, and drink sweat for replenishment. Only the strongest survive. This is the survival of the fittest. Most people are too comfortable with being good to ever be great. Easy is the breeding ground for complacency, and champions notice, therefore they smash all traces of it from their life. They shut the door to anyone who shows average mercy. When vision procreates with hard work, dreams become a reality, and to give up is to commit abortion on the life one could have had. Winning requires understanding every aspect that you're in the best way to. Do that is to look in the mirror. It's you versus you. How bad do you want it? Do you want to be a champion? Do you really want to be a champion? A champion in all walks of life, every area. Let your grind, your work ethic, your execution speak for you. See, champions, no, there is no all season. No, all season is the season. And this is the same, not just in sports, but in business, in relationships, in your spiritual life. All kinds of different ways to break. You can break physically, you can break mentally, you can break your heart, you can break your spirit, and none of those are fun, and all of those are going to leave a mark. But the mark that they leave can be the mark of victory, or it can be the mark of defeat. But there's also opportunity. There's opportunity to get stronger and get smarter and get faster and get tougher and get more stable and get more resilient and get better. When you break, you have the opportunity to show the world, the whole world, what you are really made of. In the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you. What you will realize is that you are more powerful than you could ever begin to imagine. What you will realize is that you are greater than your circumstances, that you don't have to go through life being a victim. It will not be easy. Start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and easy and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up on the times you're the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better. I want to be the best Bill. Fine. How badly do you want it? You've got to pay a price to be the best. The best pay a big price. You've got to work harder. You've got to commit more. You've got to take more responsibility. You've got to deal with more ups and downs. If we can deal with that question, how much do you want it to suffer? Be fearless. Be fearless. The best way to fight the demons that chase you in the night is to stop and turn around. I've trained 99% of my life alone. No one pat me on the back. I did all of the work alone. The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition. It's the distractions you insist on keeping in your life rather than doing the things you know you should be doing but aren't. People delay doing things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself, you just don't. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself. You got 1 month left of the year. Now, are you going to take this moment, actually write down your goals and actually take action before the year is over? Or are you going to wait until January 1st for a magical list of resolutions to appear and for you to achieve them with ease for the next year? I don't think you know what the right answer is. You have to take action no matter what time of the year it is, no matter what day it is. Every single day gone by is an opportunity that passes, so you might as well take the time before the year ends to go and put in the effort. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. Death is the destination. We all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. What do you actually control in this life? Because you know everybody will tell you that you've got to focus on the things that you control and not worry about the things that you don't. But what do you actually control? What does that actually even mean? And I'm here to tell you it is a lot more simple than you actually even know, because it is nothing more than your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions. And your emotions. Every single thing that you control is one of those three. Every single person that I have ever heard of, ever, that has built something amazing, delayed gratification for as long as possible, and also was very tired. Okay, we have people talking about how tired they are. I told her I'm tired. That's a prerequisite success. Every single thing that has ever been built, every single accomplishment that's ever been accomplished, every single thing that is worth mentioning in the history of Earth was built by people who were tired. So everyone that's out there grinding, working, everyone out there working hard and listening to this and just trying to get yourself a little bit better you today than you were yesterday. As you meet struggles and as you struggle to stay on the path, first of all, remember, you don't have to fight alone. Reach out to your comrades in arms, call for fire support when you need it. We win wars because we stick together, and when we stick together, we can overcome any enemy and the struggles that you face when they do try to flank you. Do what a soldier does, turn into the ambush, turn toward the enemy fire and attack. You never leave something, always go to something. If you're leaving something, you're constantly turning around and, well, I wonder how it was, and I wonder where they are, and wonder what they're doing, and I wonder what they're thinking. But the moment that you go something, wherever you're going, it fills your life with passion and focus. Strength is the only path to respect, and weakness has always been a choice. The choice made in the small decisions and the comfortable excuses, and then the refusal to confront hard truths. But here's the thing, the world doesn't care about your excuses. Never have, and it never will. Since the dawn of human existence, there's been one universal law that's remained unbroken. Only the strong are respected, but somehow in today's world, we've lost sight of this truth. Society loves to tell you that mediocrity is acceptable, that settling is normal, that your lack of drive and discipline is something to be excused, even celebrated. But let me tell you something most people will never say. This is a lie. Weakness has never been respected, not in history, not in nature. And it's remarkable to me how many men walk through this world without even realizing the weight of this truth. They convince themselves that their laziness, their lack of discipline, their mediocrity is invisible. But it's not. So ask yourself, is this the legacy you want to leave? Is this how you want to be remembered? As someone who gave up? As someone who settled? Strength isn't just about physical power. It's about your mindset. It's about how you approach life, how you face challenges, how you respond to failure. A strong man doesn't run from discomfort. He embraces it. He understands that growth comes from pain, from struggle, from pushing beyond your limits. A strong man doesn't make excuses. He takes responsibility for his actions, for his choices, for his life. He doesn't blame others for his circumstances. He looks in the mirror and owns it. A strong man doesn't settle. He doesn't accept mediocrity. He's always striving, always improving, always moving forward. And here's the thing. Strength isn't about perfection. It's about progress, about showing up every day and doing the work, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Challenge yourself, set goals that scare you, step out of your comfort zone. And when you fail, because you will fail, don't quit. Learn from it, grow from it, use it as fuel to keep going. Remember, strength isn't something you're born with, it's something you earn. It's a process, a journey, and it never ends. The choice is yours, but remember this, the world doesn't owe you anything. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for permission. I wasn't going through Navy SEAL training. It's one thing I told myself. I wanted to quit every single day, but many dreams die while suffering. And many of us out here suffer. And when you're suffering, I'm not talking about this physically. I'm talking about emotionally, spiritually. It could be a relationship. When you're suffering, you give up on the very things that you wanted the most. When I was going through pararescue, I wanted to be a pararescue man so bad, but that water haunting. So when the suffering got too much, my dream died, and pretty much I almost died with it. If I didn't find Navy SEALs and getting past that hump and overcoming my demons and facing my demons every day, I would have never been up here today. You can't outrun your demons. They'll always know where you're hiding. Trust me at that. And I'm in with this. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. You don't achieve worthwhile goals quickly or easily. They take time. They take struggle. They take relentless pursuit day in and day out. That's what it takes. But also, things don't usually fall apart quickly either. That's the thing. Success and failure are generally slow processes. You have to watch. You have to watch every single second, because those seconds, they turn into minutes. Minutes turn into hours, and hours turn into days, and days turn into years. Study yourself, make yourself better. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Learn from her. Don't change who you are to become somebody else. Think about the time that you spend in your life trying to be somebody you're not. If you put that time and effort and energy into being who you were and who you are, how much farther along would you be in life? Biggest enemy is your uncontrolled mind. Observe, but don't absorb. Love, but don't depend. Want, but don't need. Feel, but don't dwell. Understand that you'll always have problems. Learn to enjoy life while still solving them. Happiness is not about getting all you want. It is about enjoying all you have. Just a little reminder, because I haven't said it in a while. You're doing good. You're doing a lot better than you think you are. You've come a long way, and a lot of people are very jealous of where you are. One of those people being you from a different stage in your life. Stop being so down on yourself, because you're not where somebody else is. You're where you are, and it's a lot better than where you are. I can, I will, I must unleash your inner potential. Have you ever felt that burning ember within, that yearning for something more? Welcome to Motivational, the channel dedicated to igniting that fire and empowering you to become the architect of your own extraordinary life. Today, we delve into the potent trifecta that fuels our journey towards greatness. I can, I will, I must. These words aren't just a mantra. They are the very lifeblood of our journey. They are the whispers of courage in the face of doubt, the roars of resilience against adversity, the steady drumbeat of determination pushing us forward, even when our legs tremble with fatigue. They are the keys that unlock our dormant potential, the engine that propels us toward our true selves. We are living in a world saturated with noise, a cacophony of distractions vying for our attention. It's a world where instant gratification beckons at every corner, where the path of least resistance whispers sweet temptations in our ears. It's a world that can lull us into complacency, trick us into believing that fleeting pleasures are a worthy substitute for lasting fulfillment. But within each of us resides a fire, a burning ember yearning to ignite. We all possess a reservoir of untapped power, an ocean of possibilities waiting to be explored. The question is, are we willing to stoke that fire? Are we brave enough to dive into the unknown depths of our potential? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The construction of a towering skyscraper commences with the laying of the first brick. Similarly, the transformation of our dreams into tangible reality starts with a simple decision, a firm resolve to embrace the I can mentality. We must believe with unshakable conviction that we are capable of achieving greatness, that the seeds of extraordinary potential lie dormant within us, waiting to be nurtured and cultivated. We must discard the shackles of self-doubt, silence the inner critic that whispers negativity in our ears, and embrace the boundless possibilities that await us. Believing is only the beginning. It's the spark that ignites the engine, but it's action that propels us forward. We must move beyond the realm of thought and into the arena of doing. Our will is the bridge between intention and execution, the force that transforms our aspirations into concrete steps. It's the unwavering commitment to show up day after day, even when the road ahead seems daunting, even when motivation wanes and fatigue sets in. Imagine the alligator, powerful and ferocious, capable of felling even the king of the jungle. Yet it becomes vulnerable after a meal, lulled into a state of complacency. Let us not become like the satiated alligator, resting on our laurels after achieving a small measure of success. The world is a dynamic landscape, constantly evolving and demanding that we evolve with it. We cannot afford to become complacent, to become satisfied with the crumbs of accomplishment when a feast of possibilities awaits us. We must maintain a hunger for growth, an insatiable thirst for knowledge, an unyielding drive to push beyond our perceived limitations. What have we eaten that has made us so full? What accomplishment has quenched a thirst for more? Have we truly achieved the pinnacle of our potential? Or have we simply paused at a comfortable plateau, afraid to ascend further? Let us examine our hearts, confront our fears, and rekindle the fire that once burned so brightly within us. The journey towards our greatest selves is a continuous climb, an ongoing process of evolution and refinement. There is no finish line, no final destination. The true reward lies in the relentless pursuit of excellence, the constant striving to become a better version of ourselves. A must is the bedrock of our perseverance, the anchor that keeps us grounded when the storms of adversity rage around us. It is the unwavering voice within that reminds us why we embarked on this journey in the first place. Think of the people who depend on us, the loved ones who believe in us, the dreams that flicker like flames within our souls. You think of the mother-in-law who, facing a grim prognosis, refused to surrender. Her must wasn't just about survival, it was about witnessing her grandchildren's triumphs, about leaving a legacy of love and resilience. Her spirit reminds us that the human will is an indomitable force capable of defying even the bleakest of circumstances. When we are tempted to hit the snooze button on our dreams, let the voices of our loved ones resonate louder than our own internal resistance. Let their belief in us fuel our determination. Let their love propel us forward even when we feel like giving up. Who are we doing this for? For ourselves, yes, but also for the people who inspire us, for the generations yet to come. There will be days when fatigue whispers seductively in our ears, days when doubt clouds our vision and discouragement threatens to derail our progress. On those days, we must remember the faces of those we love, recall their unwavering belief in us, and draw strength from the depth of our commitment. We must remember that sleep is a fleeting reprieve, while the pursuit of our dreams is a legacy that will endure. We are ordinary people undertaking extraordinary feats. We are forging our own, defying expectations, and rewriting the narratives of our lives. We are a collective of dreamers united by a shared vision of a brighter future. We are the architects of our own destinies, the authors of our own stories. Let us not just exist. Let us live with purpose and intention. Let us embrace the challenges that lie ahead, knowing that they are the crucible in which our character is forged. Let us celebrate our victories, no matter how small, for they are the milestones marking our progress along the path to greatness. The next 100 days are a blank canvas upon which we can paint the masterpiece of our aspirations. Let us approach each day with renewed vigor, with unwavering determination, and with the unwavering belief that we must achieve our dreams. Let the world bear witness to the power of our collective will, to the symphony of our triumphs, to the enduring legacy of I can, I will, I must. Now, let us rise and embrace the extraordinary journey that awaits us. Set the standard, powerful motivational speech for success. Have you ever stopped amidst the daily hustle to truly consider what you want your life to represent? Beyond the immediate pressures, beyond the fleeting distractions, what legacy do you want to etch into the fabric of time? We often get so caught up in the day-to-day that we lose sight of the bigger picture. We forget to ask ourselves the fundamental question, what standard do I want to set for my life? We're not guaranteed tomorrow. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is it. The one shot we have to make our mark. And understanding the finite nature of our existence should be the most powerful motivator of all. It should ignite a burning desire within us to extract the maximum value from every precious moment, to live with intention, to build a life that resonates with purpose and meaning. My journey started on the streets. Homeless, lost. Just another statistic waiting to happen. Many of the guys I grew up with in Detroit, their stories didn't unfold the same way as mine. Not because they lacked talent or potential, but because they lacked direction. They didn't have a compass. They hadn't set a standard. I was fortunate. Someone extended a hand, offered guidance, and showed me the power of defining a standard. This wasn't about achieving external accolades. It was about cultivating internal values. It was about establishing a benchmark for my own actions, decisions, and character. For me, it began with a commitment to something greater than myself, waking up at 3 a.m. every day to connect with my faith. It was about pursuing education relentlessly, even when the path was riddled with obstacles. It was about building a loving family, a foundation built on unyielding commitment and mutual respect. It was about mastering my craft, honing my skills, and striving to become the best version of myself, day in and day out. You watching this right now, you've accomplished incredible things. You've risen above the average. You're part of the elite. You're the 1%. But let me offer a stark truth. Reaching the summit is not the destination. It's merely a checkpoint. Maintaining that position, continuing to ascend, requires something more. It requires a standard. A standard isn't a finish line. It's a compass, a guiding principle that directs your decisions, shapes your actions, and ultimately defines who you are. It's the internal commitment to excellence, the unwavering refusal to settle for mediocrity, the relentless pursuit of becoming the best possible version of yourself. I consider Dubai. They set a standard of audacious vision, of pushing the boundaries of possibility, of constantly striving for more. They don't aim for good, they demand great. They don't just meet expectations, they shatter them. That's the transformative power of a clearly defined, relentlessly pursued standard. Your personal standard doesn't necessitate external grandeur. It's about internal integrity. It's about identifying what truly matters to you. What are the core values that drive you? What kind of impact do you aspire to make on the world? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Perhaps your standard revolves around mastering your craft, dedicating yourself to continuous improvement, pushing your limits every single day. Maybe it's centered around cultivating deep, meaningful relationships, being truly present for the people who matter most. Perhaps it's about contributing to your community, making a tangible difference in the lives of others, leaving the world a better place than you found it. The inherent power of a standard lies in its personal nature. It's yours. It's the internal fire that fuels your journey, the driving force that propels you forward. It's the unique blueprint that guides you towards your own definition of success. However, setting a standard isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process of raising the bar, pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, demanding more of yourself than anyone else ever could. Complacency is the insidious enemy of growth. Never settle, never be satisfied, always strive for more, continuously elevate your expectations of yourself. And perhaps most crucially, uphold your standard every single day. Consistency is the ultimate key. It's not about sporadic bursts of brilliance. It's about the unwavering commitment to excellence in every moment, every action, every decision. It's about embedding your standard into the very fabric of your being. Consider Steph Curry a true icon of basketball. His standard isn't simply about making shots. It's about executing under immense pressure, delivering when the stakes are highest. It's about finishing strong, regardless of the circumstances. It's about upholding his standard, even when facing seemingly insurmountable odds. Finish, execute. These words aren't merely actions. They represent a mindset. They form the bedrock of a champion. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards performance. It rewards those who execute flawlessly, those who deliver consistently, those who finish strong. This is your life, your unique journey, your singular opportunity to make a lasting impact. So I ask you again, what will your standard be? What will your blueprint for success look like? What course will you chart for your life? I implore you, don't just drift aimlessly through life. Set a standard, raise it relentlessly, uphold it with unwavering conviction. Live a life of intention, a life of purpose, a life of undeniable significance. Because the legacy you leave behind will not be measured by the accolades you accumulate, but by the standard you set for yourself and the world around you. We've all been there, haven't we? Standing at the crossroads of our dreams, facing the daunting climb towards our aspirations. We feel the pull of our potential, the yearning for something more, but then doubt creeps in. Fear whispers in our ear, reminding us of past failures, of the arduous path ahead. We start to question ourselves. Do I have what it takes? Can I really achieve this? And in that moment of hesitation, the fire within us flickers, threatening to be extinguished by the chilling winds of uncertainty. But I'm here to tell you that fire, that spark of potential within you is more resilient than you think. It's a flame that can withstand the fiercest storms, a force that can propel you to heights you never thought possible. It's a power that resides within each and every one of us, waiting to be unleashed. As Nelson Mandela so eloquently stated, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. I remember a story Eric Thomas once shared. He spoke of a young man brimming with talent, yet lacking the drive, the will to truly excel. Eric saw the potential, the raw, untapped power within him, but he also saw the hesitation, the self-doubt that held him back. He told the young man, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Those words, so simple yet so profound, encapsulate the very essence of what it takes to achieve greatness. It's not just about skill, about talent. It's about the burning desire, the unwavering commitment to your goals, the relentless pursuit of your dreams. We often encounter individuals who possess phenomenal skill, yet lack the will to fully utilize their gifts. They are the gifted artists who never finish their masterpieces, the brilliant musicians who never perform on stage, the talented athletes who never reach their full potential. They are trapped in a cycle of mediocrity, their dreams stifled by a lack of motivation, by the fear of failure, by the comfort of the familiar. As the renowned philosopher Seneca once said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. But opportunity without the will to seize it is like a ship without a sail, destined to remain anchored in the harbor of unfulfilled potential. The truth is, success is not a destination. It's a journey. It's a relentless pursuit, a constant striving for improvement, an unwavering commitment to growth. It's about pushing beyond our comfort zones, embracing the challenges, and learning from our mistakes. As Thomas Edison famously stated, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. failure is not the antithesis of success. It's a crucial component of, it's the crucible in which our character is forged, the testing ground where our resilience is strengthened. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, when the path ahead is smooth and clear. But what about when we encounter obstacles, when we face setbacks, when the road ahead seems dark and uncertain? That's when true character is revealed. That's when the fire within us is truly tested. As Winston Churchill so powerfully declared, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. The journey to success is not a solo expedition. It's a team effort. Surround yourself with individuals who believe in you, who support your dreams, who challenge you to version and become the best version of yourself. Seek out mentors, those who have navigated the path before you, who can offer guidance, wisdom, and encouragement. As the African proverb states, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Remember the story of the student who, despite facing academic challenges, refused to give up on his dream of graduating. He faced numerous obstacles, bureaucratic hurdles, and the skepticism of his teachers. But he persevered, driven by an unwavering will to succeed, fueled by the promise he made to his grandmother. He knew that he couldn't let her down, couldn't break the promise he made. He ran all over campus, gathering documents, filling out forms, jumping through hoops, refusing to be deterred by the complexities of the system. And on that glorious day of graduation, he stood tall, a testament to the power of perseverance, a living embodiment of the indomitable human spirit. His story is a powerful reminder that success is not about inherent talent or privilege. It's about grit, determination, and unwavering belief in oneself. It's about refusing to surrender to the voices of doubt and fear, about pushing through the challenges, and about never giving up on your dreams, no matter how audacious they may seem. So many of us live our lives with a safety net, a fallback plan, a comfort zone that we retreat to when the going gets tough. We cling to the familiar, to the security of the known, afraid to venture into the unknown, to embrace the risks that come with pursuing our dream. But I ask you, what is life without a little risk, without a little adventure? As Helen Keller so wisely observed, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. The safety net, while seemingly comforting, can also be a trap, a barrier that prevents us from reaching our full potential. It lulls us into a false sense of security, preventing us from taking the necessary leaps of faith, from embracing the challenges that will ultimately lead us to growth and transformation. It's time to dismantle the net, to embrace the vulnerability that comes with stepping into the unknown, to trust in our ability to navigate the challenges and to soar to heights we never thought possible. It's not about having all the answers, about possessing phenomenal skill or innate talent. It's about having the courage to ask questions, to seek knowledge, to learn from our mistakes, and to keep moving forward one step at a time. As the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates proclaimed, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Embrace the unknown, be open to new experiences, and never stop learning, growing, and evolving. The world is waiting to witness your greatness, to see the unique contributions that only you can make. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubt extinguish the fire within you. Embrace the challenges, learn from your mistakes, and never, ever give up on your dream. The power to achieve greatness resides within you. Unleash it. The time is now. The journey begins with a single step. Take it. Life is a dance of connection where we give love and seek appreciation in return. Yet there are times when that appreciation fades, leaving us feeling devalued or overlooked. In these moments, our initial reaction may be to blame or try to change the other person. However, real transformation begins with deep, honest self-reflection. Pause and ask yourself, have I allowed disrespectful behavior? Have I overextended myself to prove my worth to someone who won't see it? These questions aren't accusations, but tools to reclaim your power. Being undervalued often stems from patterns we unknowingly create, accommodating too much, tolerating neglect. These small compromises send silent messages about your self-expectations. People respond to the standards we set. If those are low, you inadvertently teach them your needs aren't a priority. Self-reflection isn't about regret, but awareness. Once you recognize these patterns, you can break free. This is where your power lies. Shifting focus inward creates space to redefine your worth. It's a reset, not for the relationship, but for your sense of self. Evaluate the energy you bring. Are you giving from love or fear? Do you speak up or shrink in silence? As honesty is vital. Without it, you remain in a cycle of undervaluation. You might realize this reflects deeper patterns from past relationships where you accepted less, believing you deserved it. But now, challenge those beliefs. Declare, I am worthy of respect, effort, and freely given love because I am enough. Self-reflection is transformative, breaking free from limiting narratives. By understanding your role, you reclaim power, becoming the architect of your self-worth. When you value yourself, the energy shifts, imbalanced relationships fall away, and those that honor you remain. Your goal isn't to convince, but to embody your value so completely it's undeniable. Next, establish boundaries not as punishment, but as a declaration of worth. When someone doesn't value, it's easy to overcompensate, giving too much time and energy. But this backfires, stemming from needing validation, not straight. The boundaries shift the dynamic, saying, I respect myself enough to protect my peace, time, and energy. This isn't stop and care, but caring for yourself too. Identify areas where you overextend, saying yes when exhausted, tolerating dismissiveness. These are boundary needing moments. They are guidelines showing how you expect to be treated. Setting boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first, but discomfort is a sign of growth. It means stepping out of old patterns. Those who genuinely care will respect your boundaries. While they may initially struggle, they'll see that your boundaries are an affirmation, not a rejection. A boundary can be as simple as saying, I'm not available now, or that behavior is unacceptable. Communicate clearly, calmly, without guilt. Boundaries are about taking control of yourself, recognizing your time and energy are valuable. Once boundaries are established, you'll see who truly values you. Some adjust, others push back or leave. This is clarifying. Their departure isn't a loss, but a clearing for healthier relationships. Boundaries are about yourself too. Setting them tells yourself, I am worthy of respect and care. As you honor them, you'll feel stronger, more confident, and aligned with your true self. This shift begins when you put yourself first. The next key is emotional detachment, not disconnected from people, but regaining clarity. When someone doesn't value you, it's easy to get caught up in the emotional storm of rejection or hurt. You may replay conversations and analyze actions. However, their inability to value you speaks volumes about them, not you. Emotional detachment allows you to see this truth clearly. Detachment isn't stopping care, but stopping overinvestment where energy isn't reciprocated. It's like stepping back from a painting, gaining perspective. Give yourself space to see dynamics for what they are without emotion distorting your view. Recognize where you give too much power, seeking their approval, letting their behavior dictate your mood. These signals show you're too enmeshed. Detachment means reclaiming that power, asking, what do I need? What brings peace? Mindfulness is a tool. When spiraling, pause, breathe, and ground yourself. You can't control their actions, only your response. Choose self-respect over reacting from hurt. Detachment allows engagement without losing yourself. Release expectations. People show up as they are, not as you wish. Stop trying to change others. Focus on what you control, your choices. Emotional detachment frees you from validation. You no longer wait for someone to see your worth because you already know it. This confidence creates quiet strength. Detachment makes you resilient, not cold. It allows navigating relationships with grace, knowing your value isn't determined by their treatment. As you detach, you'll feel lighter, more in control, and connected to purpose. Detachment isn't leaving relationships, but returning to yourself, finding peace within, no matter the chaos. Operate from inner calm to attract relationships worthy of your energy. Now, set boundaries for yourself. When someone doesn't value you, it's often because you're always available. Boundaries change this, protecting your well-being and setting standards. There's self-respect without confrontation, reflecting self-love. If you give limitlessly, people take without regard. Setting boundaries sends a strong message. I'm worth respect. I will settle for less. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but discomfort is a sign of growth. Start small. If someone dismisses your time, say what you won't tolerate. Instead of saying yes out of obligation, try saying I can't right now, or this doesn't work for me. These phrases are firm and protect your peace. Consistency is vital. People test them, especially when they are used to crossing them. Hold the line confidently. Teach them access to your time, energy, and heart is a privilege, not a right. Boundaries are about self-management, not just others. They force you to ask, what am I allowing? We resent others, but haven't defined what we accept. Boundaries put responsibility for happiness back in your hands. When you set them, those who don't value you fade away. Their departure makes way for those who respect you. More importantly, boundaries return your sense of self. You're defined by how you treat yourself, not how others treat you. When you enforce boundaries with kindness and confidence, the right people will meet them, valuing your presence even more. Boundaries attract the right people, keeping the wrong ones away. After creating distance and boundaries, focus entirely inward, investing in yourself. When someone doesn't value you, the reaction is often dwelling on their behavior. But the truth is their lack of value says more about them. The best response is to redirect energy into your growth. Prioritize yourself, not out of guilt, but because you deserve it. Focus on being the best you authentically and with purpose. Reconnect with passions, revisit dreams, take that class, pursue that goal, explore something new. Investing in yourself sends a message to your spirit. I am worth the effort. Prioritizing yourself changes your energy. People are drawn to confidence and self-assuredness. When you invest in yourself, you radiate that energy, no longer seeking validation externally. You become magnetic, not by making someone value you, but by becoming someone who deeply values themselves. Shift your mindset. Stop measuring worth by how others treat you, but by how you treat yourself. Do you speak kindly to yourself? Celebrate wins? Show yourself grace? Self-investment is nurturing your relationship with yourself. As you grow, those who didn't value you will see the transformation, the confidence, joy, and light in your eyes. They may return, realizing what they took for granted, but you have a powerful choice. Investing in yourself changes how you see them. You may realize you deserve more. So make yourself your greatest project, focusing on passions, growth, and peace. Now let your actions speak. When someone doesn't value us, we want to explain, convince, or prove our worth. But real value doesn't need explaining, it is shown. You don't announce your transformation, silence is powerful. Don't ignore or pretend they don't exist, but shift focus to your actions and growth. Stop explaining and take back your power. Channel your energy and do something extraordinary. Pursue goals, cultivate relationships, live joyfully. Embody confidence and purpose. This stage requires no drama, but impactful changes in how you carry yourself, saying yes to opportunities that align with your vision, protecting your peace, and showing up for yourself. This shift is magnetic because it's authentic. People notice not because you are trying, but because your energy has changed. When you walk confidently, speak purposefully, and live with joy, it's undeniable. The person who didn't value you may question their actions, but you are no longer living for their validation. You are living for yourself. Forgive without reconnecting, let go without bitterness, and grow without looking back. Your silence becomes your strength, and your growth becomes your response, reflecting your worth so deeply it is undeniable. Once you reach this point, you realize the beauty of non-attachment. The instinct may be to hold on or hope for their return. But freedom begins when you let go, not just of the person, but of the need for their approval. Letting go isn't stopping care, but stopping tying your self-worth to how they treat you. It's releasing expectations and living without needing someone to see your worth. You're no longer chasing recognition, apologies, or explanations, but embracing peace. This is where true power lies. Non-attachment isn't indifference, but freedom and caring without sacrificing yourself, wishing them well from afar, trusting that the right connections will come when you align with your true self. When you let go, you let in new possibilities in relationships. It's like setting down a heavy backpack, feeling lighter and freer. When you truly let go, people notice. They sense the shift in your energy. The person who didn't value you might realize what they've lost, but you're no longer waiting for acknowledgement. You found something more valuable, your own worth and freedom. This isn't revenge, but finding peace, knowing you don't need anyone to complete you. Trust that what's meant for you will find you, and what isn't will fall away. Finally, redefine your standards and boundaries. It's not about shutting people out, but protecting your energy. Boundaries are gates, not walls, letting in the right and keeping the wrong out. This simple act shows others how to treat you and reminds you of your worth. Imagine a life where you don't tolerate disrespect, where you spend your heart only on those who reciprocate. Boundaries aren't about being strict, but about self-love. Saying I won't allow this is saying I value myself too much for this. Those who don't respect your boundaries likely didn't value. Their resistance reflects their unwillingness to change, not a reflection on you. This is where the magic happens, realizing that losing those people is a gift. Setting boundaries may feel uncomfortable, but they create a life where you thrive emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Boundaries attract respect, drawing in those who see and honor your worth and gently removing those who don't. Your energy shifts and people respond differently. Those who care will adapt, respecting a healthy, fulfilling life. Those who don't will fall away, making space for better connections. This strengthens your relationship with yourself, reaffirming that you deserve respect, love, and care. You become magnetic, not to everyone, but to the right people. Lastly, focus entirely on your growth. The best response when someone stops valuing you isn't to fight for their attention, but to pour energy into yourself. This isn't revenge, but becoming the best version of yourself, regardless of their opinion. When you focus inward, you see opportunities missed while distracted by validation. Your confidence grows as you build your own value. Whether you pursue a career goal, learn a skill, or commit to better health, take control of your life. This shift benefits you and changes how others see you. People are drawn to confidence and self-assuredness. The more you focus on growth, the more magnetic you become. You are healing, redirecting pain and disappointment into something constructive. You're transforming your life. This process is a journey. And as you keep moving forward, you'll see the freedom of letting go of people who don't value you. Their absence creates space for relationships that align with your worth. Focus on yourself, not for selfishness, but because it is necessary, creating a life where you are not dependent on validation to feel whole. Prioritize growth, thrive, and live a life so full that you no longer question your value. You know it and you live it. Finally, don't wait for validation from others. Create your own affirmation. We often wait for someone to tell us we're enough, but you don't need that external affirmation. The power lies within you. Stop waiting for it and free yourself from limitations. Step into your life fully aware of your work. This is self-respect and emotional independence. You are not tied to external approval. Create your own affirmation, developing a connection with who you are, embracing your journey. Every victory proves you're enough. This removes uncertainty about waiting for someone else to decide your worth. You are the ultimate authority, holding the keys to success, happiness, and worth. When you start affirming yourself, people notice. They sense the confidence, the quiet strength. You stop chasing validation and attract people who appreciate you for who you are. The more you affirm yourself, the easier life becomes. You will no longer second guess yourself or wonder if you're good enough because you know that you are. It won't matter if others don't see it. Their perspective is no longer your responsibility. Remember, you don't need permission to be who you are or approval to step into your greatness. Your affirmation is yours to create and more powerful than anything someone else can give. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll live on your own terms, fully and unapologetically,